Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Nikki here and today is part 2 of 30 ways to decorate a junk journal. And we are going to put our masterboard that we made to good use. We're going to make a little frame and embellish that and then do a very quick page using the frame. Now, just to speed things up, I have already drawn the outer edge of my frame and the inner bit just to save a little bit of time, and we're going to very quickly cut this out. It doesn't matter that I've got pencil lines everywhere on the back because no one's going to see that. That will all get glued down. And I just put this down, turned it around a few times and randomly picked a corner. So what have we got to use? Okay. No, I think we'll use it that way. We've got this little bit down the bottom. I think we'll do it that way. Now, we need to cut out this bit. I'm going to use a craft knife. If you don't have one, you can just stab a hole in the middle, cut to the corners, and then use scissors to cut across. But I'll have a go at using this craft knife. I don't know how sharp this one is. I can't find my other one. It's hiding around here somewhere, but let's just have a go. I think this one still works okay. We're about to find out. Let's see how. Yeah, perfect. Yes, it's working. I've got a couple of these. I just buy these from Daiso when I get a chance to get into one. They cost a whole about $3. You can actually buy refills for the blades too, which is quite handy. Oh, I didn't quite go through there, so we'll just nudge that down a bit. Or how about we redo it before we damage it? Let's not go there. So I've seen a few of these decorated frames on social media, and I thought that would be a great place to start and a great little exercise in having a play with our masterboard that we made. And it's a, oops-a-daisy, see, this is what you have to be careful. Make sure it's cut through properly so you don't tear all your paper off, but it's okay. That's what we have glue for, so we can rectify if things go wrong. Now let's have a look. How did we go here? Nope, didn't quite get that one through enough. So a tiny bit more. Gentle. If you don't press too hard, you can easily follow through your original lines. Okay, so we've missed a tiny bit here. Might be easier just to grab the scissors out. Hang on, no, we're caught up here as well. I'm trying not to press too hard. I was being lazy and I could not be bothered to go and get my craft mat, so I'm using this little bodgy one. And I'm trying obviously not to press too hard because I don't want to go through this little bodgy mat. Right, there we go. So we now have a frame. Now, definitely I'm going to do it this way because this part is actually all blank. So I think our little bits of deco we're going to put on this side. Now we're going to hang on to this bit. I have a little plan for that down the track. And I've grabbed a few tiny little scrappy pieces and somehow we're going to embellish down the side with what I have here. So these, I bought a set of stamps that create labels and I use magazine pages. See, this bit here obviously was just some sort of picture and I've created the stamp with that. And I think what we'll do, I was going to cut it off, but I'm thinking we might just leave it there. How about we glue this down? Oh, I didn't grab a glue pad booky thing. Hang on, we can fix that in a flash. So we're just going to glue this down. I just want the tiniest bit of glue because I'm also going to whip out the sewing machine and sew these down. So I just want a tiny bit of glue just to hold it in place. Then, let's see, what else have I got here? No, actually, here's, might use this little tiny scrap. This is why I don't throw out my scraps, because we can do things with them. So let's see, we might, pop that, no, we'll pop that down there. We can have that side exposed. Yes, I like that. Then I was thinking maybe a little piece of lace, but I won't glue that down. I'll just hold that in place while I whip it round the sewing machine. And then I've also got this tiny little number label, which I thought might work well on here too. And then I also think I might add a couple of little pearls or something. But first of all, I'm going to go and hit the sewing machine and go around the edge. Obviously, if you don't have a sewing machine, you don't have to sew. You can either use a pen and create some sewing lines, or you can just not worry about it. But I think I want to sew. So I'll be back very shortly. Okay, so I'm back. I've run the sewing machine around the edge. A little note of warning, maybe add a tiny bit of glue with your lace. Mine did shift a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about it. It doesn't have to be super slick and perfect, and only if you don't look up close you can hardly see it. So I'm not going to waste this one. I'm happy to use it. This is all about not worrying about everything being immaculately perfect. Now we need a page, and I thought I might use this one, and I might just grab one of my big clips to hold this open. So the first thing I have found to use is a piece. This was from a magazine. It happened to be Breathe, because there's advertising on the back. And we're going to put that down there for a bit of contrast. And I also loved this burst of pink. But I think we need to just ink the edges a little bit, just so we get a bit more contrast on top of the music paper. So we'll just lightly ink around the edge. I am using, which one am I using? Brushed corduroy, because that is the only brown one that I currently have. I keep going to buy more and I always forget, but really it's just brown. It will do just nicely. So we're just gently sneaking around the edge, just so this sort of doesn't get too lost on the music page. But this was one of the widest pages, so I've picked this one because of the frame. So, all good. There we go. That's done. Now, we're going to glue that down. Just put the lid back on there. Have a terrible habit of forgetting to do that. That's not ideal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just using, of course, my glue stick. I've got my little junk magazine. I tend to, what I do is I keep, when we get, you know, glossy magazines in the junk mail and stuff like that, I keep them and use them as my glue pages, because I find that a great thing, and it gets a second life before it hits the recycling bin. I hate wasting book pages as glue pages, which I've seen a lot of people do, but I sort of hate wasting pages. So now we have our little frame, and I want to sort of off-center that a bit up the top. And I'm going to glue this down, and then we're going to add a couple of other little things. So we're just going to run a thin layer. Doesn't have to be super thick. This is not going to be under extreme pressure. There we go. I always use tiger glue, and I decant the big bottle into this smaller bottle. And I learnt the hard way, if you use a metal pin, they can rust inside glue. So I use one of these plastic pins. It's not pretty with beads like some people have, but then there's no rust and it's a perfect fit. So we're going to pop that down there. Oh, hang on a minute. I know what I forgot. Hang on. See, this is what happens. I want to ink around the edge. So we'll do that quickly. Oh, I'm glad I realised that now before the glue's dried. And then I'll just put a little bit more glue on. That's okay. I completely forgot about that. But again, I'm not that big on doing all of my edges, but because there's so much print on here, I just want to do it for a little bit of contrast. I don't have to ink every edge. I'm not one of those people, but we will do this one specifically. And then I'll just add some fresh glue. That's fine. So I might do the inside a little bit as well. Just a little bit. Voila. Okay, so let's start again. Just shimmy that over for a minute and we'll put a nice fresh round of glue. I caught that just in time. Tiger glue gives you a little bit of leeway, not a ton, but enough that if you make a silly mistake like I just did, you can have a go at rectifying it. And I buy tiger glue at my local cheap shop. Even though my local cheap shop has just closed down, it's so devastating. I'm not happy about that. But never mind, I do know Spotlight sell it as well. So if I really had to, I could get to Spotlight. Now we'll try and put it in a similar place just so we don't see spare glue lines, maybe. Oh yeah, that is a bit better. I'm glad I did that. There we go. And then the next thing, I have this gorgeous blue butterfly. So we've got some great contrast going there. I was going to glue this down first and then put the frame around it, but I've changed my mind. I want to have it sort of just overlapping the frame. Now, this was cut out from an old birthday card that I got. This is why I don't throw things out. You just never know, because I was hunting for a bright butterfly. It's amazing how many butterflies I have in my stash, and they're all quite dull. But I sort of wanted something a bit brighter, and then I found this birthday card, and I went, perfect. So, and he can sit in here and just slightly overlap the frame. There we go. Done. Now I want to add a little bit of bling. I'm just thinking, I've grabbed a couple of things out that might work. I've got these here which are quite cute, but maybe pastel's not the go, because I've got a dash of hot pink and bright blue. So maybe I will go with my original thought of using pearls. I just want to add a little bit of something to this. So we might put one there and one there. Let's see how that looks. And I think I'll just go with the smaller ones. I know these are sticky, but I don't trust them. This glue doesn't tend to work quite so well. So I always add a little bit of glue. And now, of course, I've tried to go on the lace edge there, but anyway, we'll just pop that one there. And then I've got this one here. Grab another one. But yes, I'll always add some glue. The stickiness on them is just not good enough. Except the hard part is it sticks to your finger. Anyway, that's all right. We'll try and... Now it's sticking to my nail. I think I need to get one of those jewel... You know those things, have you seen them, you can use when you're doing dot jewelry? You know, the dot bling things? And you can get these little tools that pick up bling. I wonder if that would help. So we've got that there. And then I just wanted to, and one last thing. I found this in my stash and thought that might just help fill up that corner a little bit down the bottom. So let's glue that down. Oh, actually, no, we might, no, we might just put it there. There we go. And we're done. I think we'll leave it like that. I do find it hard to stop. I tend to want to keep adding things, but I think that's busy enough. Love my little frame. I think I might make a few more of those to keep in my stash. But how quick and easy is that? And that is our first page done. Our second thing for our JJJ30. Of course, I have created a playlist. So if this is the first of the videos you're seeing, you can see the intro plus how we made our masterboard ready for this project. So there we go, all done. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, pop them in the box below. And if you're not already a subscriber, I would love it if you would join in, maybe play with some of these things as we go along. Until next time, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye for now.